realizing that a lot of the issues I'm having with my work is with value. Working in black and white simplifies that problem. So I've been doing these value studies, and basically they're black and white, and they've taught me so much. But once you start to add color, texture, and chroma, it adds an entirely different layer of complexity. So join me today as I try to figure this out. It's really been frustrating for me, and hopefully you can learn with me along the way. And I pulled this picture from somewhere within this book. I can't remember where it was, but I made it black and white and my photo's up. What I like to do is I'm just going to put this off to the side here. Draw a square that's the aspect ratio of the outline of that photo. It doesn't have to be perfect. Anything that's gray, you just want to leave it unless you decide that that's going to be black. You're black, because we're only working in black and white here. So I'm just using some black gesso. I don't usually use small brushes, but I'm doing detailed work. Another beautiful thing is this, to use a dry brush. Gives it a lot of character. And this gray picture, I'm going to make it black. This star shape, I'm going to keep that. I'm also making corrections as I go because I kind of overestimated the size of everything. Because in the end, it's really an abstraction. Okay. And that's it. It's kind of amazing. It's like it's really pulled out interesting composition just by studying value, black and white. My husband and I were doing this. My husband is an illustrator, and every morning for like a week, we got up and we did some of these exercises. And just look at that composition. So that's mine. That's his. Just ignore the gray clouds, but this is me doing my attempt of that sort of factory scene. It's like a hallway with some like industrial vent. And here's my husband's. And just look at how the light, it's really interesting. You can just feel the sunlight hitting that wall. This exercise really helped me with my composition, and I know it will help you too. And this is one of the paintings I did right after I had been studying these values, and it really helped, I think. I recommend trying this. Do your value study warm-ups, do 2 or 3 of them, and then go straight into your regular painting routine and see what happens. And that's exactly what I'm going to do right now. I like to start with ultramarine blue, cadmium yellow light, raw umber, white, obviously, burnt sienna. You know what I've been doing lately is adding a little satin glazing liquid because it helps spread my paint without using water. I'm going to use a little turquoise. I don't love the Nova color turquoise, so I kind of handmade it. It's kind of a phthalo green turquoise that I like. Cadmium-free red light, which I really like. I may not even need all of these colors because I'm just really trying to focus on composition. And then here's some more of my black. Let's actually start with Sometimes I like to lay down some dark colors and then once they dry, I like to cover over them with a lighter tone. So instead of adding whites lately, I've been doing washes, almost like watercolor, a watercolorist would. But I think when you train as a painter, you learn these things early on. Whereas a lot of this stuff I've had to kind of figure out myself. Okay, so I'm mixing some mid-value here. Although I did get a lot of mid-value with that wash. But let's, hey buddy. And I'm really just trying to push my values here. So I see medium, dark, and now I'm gonna go light right here. All you gotta do is put a little black against a white, or a little white against that mid-tone here, and very visually exciting. Scrape through here. You're not supposed to use color straight out of the tube, but this cadmium red light, it's beautiful straight out of the tube. I love ultramarine blue straight out of the tube, and so of course I don't want my whole painting to be straight out of the tube, but just look how beautiful that is straight out of the tube. I mean, yeah, I'm layering it, but it's got great chroma because it's a pure paint color. Oh, and just cadmium red on top of gray is kind of magic. And it's really hard to transpose that. You really have to squint your eye, and we're playing with so many factors here. We're playing with chroma, value, composition, paint quality, paper quality, transparency. We're playing with opacity. And okay, so right now I think, stepping back, interesting composition. Not so interesting. Right now I'm in this phase where I really want to understand how to paint, and without that background that I have and going to art school, I'm trying to figure it out on my own. So thanks for sticking with me as I do that. I don't think I'm that far off. Maybe you professional painters out there are like, oh, she is so far off. She doesn't even know. She's got so many more hours. Okay, at least I'm doing it. I'm gonna let that dry. I'm gonna have a little tea break. I'm not really sure I'm understanding the actual value going on here with that tape on, so I'm gonna add a little more light value and then I'm gonna take it off. And I'm looking at that painting I did earlier, but I'm also trying to respect what I've laid down in my abstraction. I'm gonna squint my eyes and look at this painting while I'm doing it. This is a turquoise chalk I love. I use it all the time. And I'm still referencing my piece over here. I'm gonna take the tape off because it's been really hard for me to work on the composition while it's there because that blue color is really distracting. So let's see what I've got. And I don't care, the color is ugly, but I know that I have pulled a medium value here. I can see it. It's really frustrating, but I think that's it right there. It's been really tempting to use a lot of the mixed media tools that I have to fix this painting, but I've been forcing myself not to rely on them. You know, I don't really want to rely on line work to make a painting exciting. I would love to just be able to use paint. I strive very hard to be at that level, but I'm not. I'm just not there. It's easy to rely on color for excitement. I would love to be able to learn how to rely on value. And that's one of the things that I'm trying to do today.